What is going on, everybody? Welcome back to the channel. Aftersound here, bringing you Splinterlands content every single day. We also stream right here on this channel every Tuesday, Thursday, and Sunday morning, so come by and say hello. All right, guys, I want to talk about my rebellion plan or strategy. I mentioned that I would make a video about this in the last video that I just posted regarding the one about there being no mini set, right? And so even more so now is I'm really trying to eye in when I would look to get into Rebellion. And I know I've been saying for the longest time, yeah, I'm going to slowly work my way into Rebellion here and there, and I haven't done it yet, right? For a multitude of reasons, but one of which I'll go into today, is the fact that I believe that there might be a better opportunity in the future. And if I'm already able to play at a decent level without them, right? Yes, am I getting beat by many Rebellion cards? I absolutely am. But I'm happy with where I'm at without having to spend more. I think there will be a cool sweet spot at which point it might be more worthwhile, or I believe it's worthwhile for me to wait. Now, maybe for others, that's not the case, but I'm trying to get the best bang for my buck here when it comes to my entertainment and gaming budget, right? I'm not looking at these cards as like, oh, you know, if I buy them now and start playing now and start winning now, then I get an ROI back. I know we talk about that all the time. I talk about that as well. But when it comes to actually playing the game, right? I'm purely looking at it from a gaming perspective. There are other investment vehicles here within the Splinterlands ecosystem, which I'd love to get into, but this is a gaming channel. So, we could talk about it maybe on a live stream or something if I ever do those again. And yes, I promise I will do a live stream, probably even this upcoming weekend. But let's go into Rebellion. You can see here that we are approaching the midway point, which would probably be early June, right? I think the general sale for Rebellion went live on December 5th or something like that. So I would expect, in about another month or so, we'll be down to about 5 million packs remaining, probably around early June. We've burned 31% of the 10 million packs that were allotted, and then 3.5% have gone to the DAO. But here is the important thing that we're starting to see. The Rebellion estimated pack value has gone down, as well as the pack price. So the packs are actually trading on Hive Engine for less than $3. And when you consider the fact that buying them in-game, you're also able to get them for $3 there too because of DEC. Now, DEC has been below peg for a significant amount of time. You can actually see here on the 60-day chart that they have, it probably was about 2 months ago, right at the beginning of the 60 days, that we were at peg, which puts us at like early to mid-March, right? We'll say like March 9th, since I'm recording this on May 9th. Now, what's fascinating here is that, it seems as though even though we were going below peg for a decent amount of time, if we go to the set value, and whenever this decides to load, there we go. And look at this visually, March, mid to early March, or early to mid March was like around this time, right? So of course, yes, we saw the dip as we went below peg, but you can see even we like dipped below and then cards held their value, but now they're definitely on a steady slide. But here's the thing. I have no idea. Nobody can say for certain, like, if DEC gets back up to peg, for example, this could all be solved, right? All of a sudden, the estimated pack value goes up, the card value goes up, right? All of that stuff ends up trending back upwards. But we don't know, when DEC may go back to peg, although I'm confident that the team will, with something over the next 6 months, 6 to 8 months, that, this will be, no, I guess it's about 7 months now, that Rebellion will be on sale. Like, they're going to try something, right? Or if not, at the very least, maybe when Rebellion gets closer to its burnout date or sellout date, that will push it. So, I don't know what it'll be. All I'm saying is that right now we're definitely on a slide. Things have been a little bit slower. The entire market is kind of correcting too, right? So Bitcoin's down. It dropped down into like the 60Ks earlier today. So all that being said, I'm holding on, because we're seeing a trend here, right? A lot of the first movers, a lot of people that were early adopters, they got their Rebellion packs. They've been winning with their Rebellion packs. They've been playing at the top. They're earning a ton of SPS. I'm very happy for them. Now, for me, what do I want this to look like as we go forward? Because now that there's not going to be a mini set, or at least there is no plan for a mini set, getting into Rebellion is actually something that I really want to do. But I don't want to be in a position where I overpay for cards if I don't need them to enhance my entertainment right now. So I would like to wait for a sweet spot. So going back to where we're at now, if you think about the fact that we have about 2 weeks or so left on the current Well, let's put it this way: 2 weeks or so left on the current airdrop, right? Or conflict is the word I was looking for. That puts us with that conflict ending and the card dropping at about, we'll just say end of May, all right? So there's going to be 5 more legendary summoners, 5 more airdrops. So let's count them out. End of June, end of July, end of August, end of September, end of October, right? If I'm getting that right, right? End of June, July, August, September, October. So we can expect, as long as they keep running these roughly every 30 days, we can expect that there's going to be an interesting period here at the end of October when the when the wagons lose their utility, when there's no more conflicts left, when there's no more airdrops left from the set. Between then and mid-December, there's like 45 days there, right? A month and a half, at which point cards may flood the market because they're not going to be held in wagons anymore. So either they'll be put out for rental, or maybe people just want to dispose of them because they got their value from the airdrops. That is the time frame that I'm looking at in November to December of this year, right? So probably, or maybe even like late October once this starts. That is what I'm holding out for, at least as of this point. Because again, I do want to be able to play in Modern, and I do think a lot of the Rebellion cards are fun. But that to me might be the Goldilocks period where, again, I'm not looking in terms of like, if I buy them now, am I going to, make the money back? Or am I going to, accumulate more SPS and get to a higher level? Yeah, I probably would. But I want to get the cards for as cheap as possible. Maybe they could even go lower after that point, right? So who knows? But my whole thing is that period of time, early November to mid-December, I think is going to be an interesting one. Now, there's a couple of things that can shake that up and throw a wrench into the whole, into my plan, essentially. The first of which the team controls. Well, actually, I think the team controls all of them. If they find a way to utilize the conflict wagons after the airdrops are done, that could hold a lot of the cards in those wagons, therefore they don't come in and flood the marketplace, right? And maybe people at that point are just like, okay, well, there's only like, a million or less than a million packs left for Rebellion. Let me just go in and buy. And again, that could spur some buying of packs there, or hoarding of packs as people try to speculate on, scarcity. The other thing that could really impact things is, at that time, keep in mind, this is Q4, the year of the halving. Q4 in general tends to be a good time for crypto. Q4, the year of the halving, is like traditionally when Bitcoin is like approaching new all-time highs, right? We hit the new all-time high already, which is kind of crazy before the halving. But, in the past, it's always been at or around that time. And then on top of that, it aligns with where the team is hoping to be from a player experience standpoint. They want to be done probably around, we'll say like September, October, right? Based on the 6-month time frame or extension that they gave, and really going hard on marketing and trying to bring players in. So you have this weird conglomeration of events that could be occurring all around the same time. Again, all of that could throw a wrench into my plans, right? Because if it's just us here and no new players coming in, well, then all the players who've been hoarding cards are just going to dump them on the marketplace, right? And try to recoup whatever they can, because there's no value in the wagons anymore. But if we are to get new players and all of a sudden those players start coming in and scooping up cards, well, then maybe we don't even get that period of time, right? Because if players start to come in and they see cards for relatively cheap at that point, they probably go to Chaos Legion first still. But again, I'm just throwing all these out there because I have no idea what's going to happen. These are just all of the things on my radar that are orbiting that time period, right? We'll just say like September through December of this year. So for the moment, I am still holding out on buying Rebellion cards. I really want to see where releases go for the team over the next couple of months. Not that I'm expecting them to do anything terrible, right? It's just I just want to see them consistently releasing things, getting the things out that they wanted to establish for the new player experience, and see if they're able to keep that timeline so that maybe I go in earlier, right? Because it's just like, if new players are going to come in and DEC is still well below peg before they're going to start ramping up their marketing, well, then maybe I'll just go and buy some cards and packs at that point. But Either way, again, all of this is in flux. All of it is up in the air. I'm constantly thinking about this and trying to figure out if I'm making the right decision or not, or should I just, fork it over and buy the cards now. We're seeing them, relatively lower. Maybe not the meta cards, but definitely some of the other cards that people don't use as much or they don't value as much. So again, it could be interesting, but that is my personal time frame. Again, none of this is investment advice. None of it is financial advice. This is purely just for me from a gaming perspective. I would like to have maybe not a full Rebellion collection, but definitely certain cards that will be playable in the future. Because keep in mind, in the future, I may not go all in on Rebellion, but I'll have a lot of the Rebellion reward cards, and I'll be able to play with those whenever Chaos rotates out in Modern. So it's just like picking and choosing the nice kind of Rebellion cards or the meta Rebellion cards, going heavy on those or maxing those out, and then seeing what the new set potentially brings. But again, that's like a year away, so we won't focus in on that. I'm just giving you my Rebellion timetable, which again for me is November, December-ish of this year. Still a good 6 months away, right? Still a good 6 months away from where we're at right now. So much can change, but that's where my head's at. Let me know your thoughts in the comments below. That is all I have for you guys in this video. Otherwise, I'll catch you all in the next one and see you around the game. Take care.